All right, hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and I am here. It's the last hour of the trade, just 3 o'clock, just past here, 3 o'clock, and I just picked up some SPY calls here, and I just want to go over that, start off the HPS video, wish everyone a Happy New Year, and kick this video off here. Normally I do my research on Friday, and that's what I'm doing right now. I have a nice list here of stocks, and we'll also talk some futures. Still getting over my bronchitis, so I might cough a little during this video, and I apologize if that sneaks up on me. So the big thing here, the reason I'm really looking at this level, yeah, the market's pulling back. Yeah, it's overdue for a pullback. Yeah, I'm not really that worried about it. And the other thing is, look at the fast rotation we have on the stochastics on the daily. That is really important. That's very bullish, especially if the price holds around that 20-period moving average as we get oversold now. I only put the signal line on here. We have two lines, the percentage K and percentage D line. D is that smoothing moving average of the K line. And the K line you can barely see underneath, and that's a faster line. So I usually go by the signal line or the percentage D line for my signals. And you can see even down here, we're already getting oversold. And again, the main thing here is that key term here, maybe oversold on that daily time frame, which hasn't happened since the election. You know, the election was the last time we were oversold, and then from that point on we rallied up. So this is our first rotation back. We're not 100% back yet. We could see a little bit more downside. You know, this is kind of a touch and go area, but going into next week I could actually see a bounce starting to happen. The 60-minute time frame here, also a good time. And so when we have the 60 daily set up, that usually gives us even a bigger move. And like I said, the last time we really saw that was the 60-minute daily, and a daily here, and also divergence pretty much right here was back during the election. So we've come back a little from that. I do believe the election was like the 8th, right? Was it the 8th? I didn't even think about doing a Fibonacci on that move up here. Maybe I'll do it in a bit when I get my lines all straightened out here. And I hear the market here moving behind me too. So let's get back to the analysis here of this 60-minute time frame. So I just picked up some options. And the reason I did that, again, just a couple things. We still have 2 days left in the so-called Santa Claus rally, that seasonal area where the market shows a little bit more of a bullish historical return, and it's the last 5 days in the first 2 of the new year. Again, the 200-period moving average on the hourly is even another one that we could even, consider maybe a slight level of support. But I like that we're oversold here. I like this area. So I ended up picking up the calls. I got some calls here. They're $224 strike on the SPY. So when we talk about the SPY here, we put in the SPY. And again, this might be maybe a little new for people, or not, maybe a little simple for people. But basically, I'm just trading off the SPY here. Instead of buying SPY shares at $222.96, I'm buying the underlying options and trading them like that. So I'm expecting to move here, and the bigger the move, the better for me. But we're going to try to time that right and see if we get a decent enough move to give us a return. Now I have a very short expiration on this. I bought some that expire next Friday, and so Monday we're off, so that's going to be even it's going to be even faster on the price degrade on that. But I'm taking a shot that we do have a rally on Tuesday, and that's what this trade is about. It's basically a Tuesday, Wednesday trade, possibly end of the day trade. Because this is where we are right now. Let me show you the other chart that's I hear ticking away. Here it is, right here. You can see the move down today has been pretty decent. We've dropped off at the open. We've made this nice bear flag up to the 200. Dropped off. This was a nice 5-minute sell signal on the Rambot too. That was a perfectly timed sell signal, because I was watching this bearish flag, and I was saying, all right, well, it's kind of extended, but what are we going to wait for? And it gave us a perfect divergence here. perfect divergence outline and gave you an alert on the Rambot, and that happened to be a really good setup here. Now we had a 3 o'clock. I see right now, if I look at the dashboard right here, we have a 3 o'clock buy signal. And this 3 o'clock buy signal is also on the Rambot. And the Rambot, of course, is that automated order entry indicator that you get with the dashboard here at Day Trading Radio. So if you remember, you automatically get that. And that really outlines just really great potential divergence areas. It's equal with the tradeometer. They both give great signals, and when they both, you need both of them to get that real big super signal. If you get a buy signal on the tradeometer and a 5-minute or 3-minute buy signal on the Rambot, then I consider that a super signal. But it gives you, again, it's a scalping tool, and it gives you those short-term bounce areas. And you have to remember, the market is on cruise control. We're making a series of lower lows and lower highs. So the trend is down. Even though we might get a bounce, that has to be taken with the trend, and understand that some of the bounces might rotate real fast. And when we talk about rotation, we talk about watching that oversold level get to overbought level on a short-term time frame. And that sometimes could push us right back down, and you already start to see maybe a little red candle. But there's also that 5-minute underlying buy signal, and we're oversold on the 60. I'm liking this kind of long, and that's why I like the SPY options down here. So let's go over those one more time. I'll overlay them on here, which I can do. So here's my option chain on the SPY, and I want to go out to, let's see if I can go out here to the 6th. The 6th. And the 224. So right now they're trading about 93 cents, which is already moving up here. I got them at 89 cents. So again, you're going to see amazing results from this type of trade. And we talked about this a few weeks ago. We went into more detail. I think that's it, right? And January 6th, yeah. So you can actually see this came down from today. Make sure I got everything lined up here. The 24th. Yeah, that's it. This came down from today. This has been trading today. It's a pretty active option contract. You could actually see how it moved up here from about 368%. Now that's an hourly chart. Now we're looking at the hourly. Now I'm looking to look at the 1 minute time frame on this. Just to give you a better example of how this thing sometimes moves. Now, it's been moving down, so the puts would really be the place to be today. I'm buying long here, off of this 3 o'clock buy signal. And you can see we're starting to move up. So where I got it at 87 cents, again, you might actually see a move up to, $1, $10, $13. And that would rep a 33% move. That's the type of percentage moves you could get if you get in at the right time or take the right signal and stuff. And again, this is meant to be held into next week, so I'm not really worried about what's going on right now. But if we do go up, I'll enjoy that much more, get a head start on these. And this is where we are right now. So this is my position right now. And I send that out also, so the members got that instantaneous. That order went out around 3 o'clock on that buy. So, that's how we roll here. Day Trading Radio. Other observations before we get to the watch list for this week. Let's go over. Let me show you the Rambot and give you a little preview. Well, sometimes you might be watching this. What the heck just happened there? What was that? All right. Sometimes you might be watching the video for the first time or hearing about the show for the first time. So I have to always kind of keep things rolling here. But this is Day Trading Radio, and this is our dashboard, and it's try to cover the whole thing. Our trades, my trades, get listed there. Any alerts that go out from our HPS watch list, and then of course here's the Rambot, and you can see our last buy signal here was at 5 minute signal here, which was a really nice one. A 3 minute right before that, so it was a dual dual ran by. You can see, look at that guy. That's RPM. RPM's doing the show right now, so I could see his Skype. He has a bunch of people on Skype right now, which is pretty funny because I'm looking. You're catching what these looking characters look like. But here we go. Enough of that. Let's get back to the markets and let's go back to take a look at the underlying calls here and see what's going on here. It's not really popping yet. Let's see if we get a little pop. It's more popping on the price right now. And again, these signals are used a lot by futures traders. So I mean, there's so many different ways to use the signals. At this point right now, where that alert came in, it was about 229. It's already moved up about 3 points right now. Off of that signal, 3 points on the ES. You do the math on that. Of course, the options, 229 to 230 to 123. This is moving up nicely, and of course, the underlying SPY or the SPY options. All these vehicles could be used to trade this type of signal, and that's what I love. Traded out. We got rid of some of our
1 minute sell signal.
And there's a Rambot sell signal. You can actually hear it live right there. So a couple stocks that we've traded today. Extra space storage, you got out of that today after that nice breakup. And this is what we call an HPS DayTraderRockStar playbook play. This is called a price stochastic divergence. So the price is going sideways. Stochastics here is slowly grinding down. Trying to get oversold. In this case, we didn't take too long. This was very bullish. I was banging the table on this all week, and it still looks really good going into next week. But the REITs from Wednesday, well, it wasn't on Wednesday, Thursday, yesterday, I was really pushing the REITs. We have our positions. I still have some PSA, and that's starting to take off too. This was another pullback in the stochastic sideways consolidation and about to break out and get some follow through next week. So I'm really liking these. All right, so here we are. It looks like we're flagging out. And again, one more look underneath here. You can see we're moving up nice. So on the 1 minute time frame, you can see a nice move. And again, from 89 cents to now, whatever we're at, to about $1. It's a 17% move. 17% move, close to a 20% move. Now, just think about that. You buy $100 stock. Basically, you got to go that many points. You got to do quite a big move compared to what you're seeing here in just a few minutes. So, all right, so we'll let that play out, and again, we'll just watch this. But I wanted to show you some other stocks and what was on the HPS watch list last week. Now, you can still see there is quite a few that are still active. I'm showing them to everyone right now because they're, it's New Year's. It's going to be a lighter week, and we're going to be adding new ones. You won't see the new ones go on there. You're just seeing some of these old ones, so it's easier for me to show it to you. This EXPE here, we're going to go over that in a bit. That's one of my favorites going into next week. Colgate-Palmolive looks great going into next week. We'll review that on the watch list. AEP and Duke Energy were classic textbook divergences. Textbooks, they actually took off. Now, the good thing about the HPS setup is I'll give you a detailed chart. You'll understand what's going on in the chart. You'll see your buy zones and sell zones. And if you see it's not triggered, it's probably because we didn't get down to an area to where I'd rather have picked it up. This is already gave us that divergence setup. You could see the. Let me move this down a little so you can see a little bit better. You can see the higher low in the stochastics here, and you can see the lower low on the price, plus that beautiful candle. And from that point on, we caught it maybe 4 days into the move. And I said, well, I'm not going to tell you to chase it here. Most likely, this is probably the bottom, or at least a big move. But I want to put the alert down here just in case we get down there, we have a running divergence, or we get just a tag of that lower trend line. I would love to be a part of it. Reason it's not hit because that divergence really did play out like it should. A divergence inside of a channel represents the best opportunity for that channel to be broken out and a change of a trend, big trend to come. Divergences are key in our trading. And this was a perfect one. I mean, some people already took the trade. They understood the reason that we have the alert down there. And it's okay if it doesn't get hit. No harm, no foul. So that's just that. Let me go to another one. And the ones that you see hit, like if we go, Nielsen is still good. Like Pfizer, we'll give Pfizer an example. That was one of the earlier ones. And I'm still holding Pfizer into next week too, and I'm going to go over that one. Normally we'll get a setup here where you have your buy zone, your stop, and your profit zone. And these are all automated, so whatever happens in the price of the day, we have a cron job that checks it. You can see we moved right up into our profit zone, and we hit that profit. And now it's consolidated, and that's just a good sign overall. You know, we're making, actually, if we extended these stochastics down here, you would see that they're making a series of higher lows. And this is about to pop. So this will be actually probably back on the watch list for this week too. Excellent job. Excellent job on last week's watch list. AGN, I mean, this was the best setup of the week. I just took profits. Continue to take profits today. Look at this move. Look at that. Now, that also came out of a divergence. Now, you could either be in the stock or spot the divergence and understand the big move is going to come from that divergence. The buy trigger here is taken out, and that fast move up here, I did blow through it. I actually continue to hold on to it and continue to run up with it. So, I mean, just a fantastic example of the power of a divergence. Now, you could hear those, I don't know if you can hear those crickets underneath me, but they are moving, and this market's moving back up here fast. So we come out of this little minor flag, and this looks pretty strong going into the last half hour of the day. But we're going to go over the rest of the watch list right now for you. All right. The ABV. Still holding some ABV also. Let's bring this over here. But it did hit its target here. And again, this was just this was a very sloppy channel, dropped out, and it gapped up and pulled back and filled that gap. And then we kind of just started holding on to the top line of that trend line. So as you can see, it moved up here. It hit our target there once, and then it's still up against the target. So this one already completed its move and its trade. JBHT actually was our only short. And that was a couple weeks ago, and I want to show you why we went short here. And it actually, I think it, very hard on, very, very difficult to short this market, and I don't recommend it. But in this case, we had a couple things that were lined up. We had this kind of a real steep move, and we had this big reversal candle. I said, all right, you want to take that stop? Put a stop at the top of the candle and see how fast you might not get it. You might get it. You might get close to it. This is a high risk trade. And look at that. It nailed it. It nailed it. So even the shorts, and I wonder why I didn't register on that. Let me see why. I probably have it. Oh, setup is initiated. Entered its buy zone. What was the profit zone? 96 to 97. Yeah, it's 96, 98. Yeah, so it's in its profit zone. I wonder why that did not trigger. Sometimes I might put the number in backwards on the short because of the logic, and if that was a mistake of mine.
Rambot 1 minute sell.
I'll correct it. Anyway, good setup. Understand why if you are looking at a short, make sure you have multiple indicators lining up for that short side.
NQ Tradeometer overbought.
AVB. We'll just take a look at this. I think this is an older one, but this is one of these are the REITs that we're looking at. We continue to look at them. Yeah, this was an older trade that we traded off of this wedge pattern, and it pushed up there. It's eventually moved back and now pushed back up, and it's like, look where we are now on this. Inside of this bigger pattern. And it's always good. I always keep these these trades in the in the archive here, so you can actually go back and say, oh, I want to take a look at Tractor Supply Company. If it's typed, if a red dot is on there, that means it hit its stop before it hit its profit. In this case, Tractor Supply Company. Even though we did take this trade and we made a lot of money on this, so I think when you have something automated and it has to, and sometimes you might hit the stop by a penny, and it just automatically triggers, and you have to kind of keep it. In this case, you did drop down underneath it, and then it pushed back up, and this is where we are pretty much right now. And sometimes it's actually good to go back and look at the charts, because the old lines, and it updates. This is real time. It updates it to its current price, and you could actually compare the chart. But this is one that did break down, and that's why it hit its stop. And when you do see that, that will register and also give you that little red dot there. And that was Tractor Supply, and that happened twice on Tractor Supply Company, believe it or not. And believe it or not, I'm long Tractor Supply Company going into this next week. So let's see if we make it 3 for 3. I don't think so. I got Tractor Supply Company, and I got some other good ones right now. Let's go back here. Let's move on from this, because you'll have plenty of that after for the members. And don't forget to get that list every Friday. Every Friday, you get that list of stocks that are ready to move. You get them automated, you get them emailed, you get them text messaged, you get your own thing. You got to be a member of Day Trading Radio. Check it out. I'm just getting a little pop here. So, all right, so that's about 20 minutes into this. And again, at this section of the video here, I'm going to switch it over to members only and start for next week's watch list and some other goodies. So, for those who continue to get the video, well, here we go. And then for those who don't, check it out, daytradingradio.com.